Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Warkar Kadash, and the Heavenly Father. True name is Yahweh, and His unbegotten Son, Bahashem. In the name of Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, those are their true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew of the Lost Gospel tongue. And I say Barak Thumb to the elders and apostles, Wa'akim, Wa'akwaf, and I say Shalom. And this is a sit-down lesson that I want to bring out of the World War III news updates as of July the 24th, 2026 on this Friday night. And as we've been seeing, tensions been heating up on and on, back and forth over there at the battle of the Strait of Hormuz. The tensions been heating up between the United States and Iran. Now, supposedly, Trump talking about Iran is seeking talks, which that's highly unlikely. That might not be true. Because if that was the case, Iran would have said that. Now, even though they've been having via text messages between both sides, from both negotiators from the United States and Iran, now that is true. But far as the foreign minister and the top negotiator, there haven't been no close talks or trying to get to the table once again. Because you've been having Pakistan meditators and their allies trying to push forth them getting back to the table. But as of right now, it seems like it's not getting to that anytime soon. Because as you know, because you still got the battle of the Strait of Hormuz still heating up. And I think it was a news article that some oil tankers got hit by some squash by the Iranians again, if I'm not mistaken. And the United States did the same thing as well too. So that's an indicator that the Strait of Hormuz is going to continue to escalate, and then tensions between the United States and Iran is going to escalate. But far as like talks and getting back to the negotiation table, it seems like that's not in the. It seems like that's not in the. It's not in that direction right now as we speak. It says, this is 39 minutes ago. It says, Saudi civil defiance says dangers has passed in the young government. It says, Saudi Arabia strikes Houthi Houthi, the Yemen group has said. Now, I think the Houthi rebels, they said they're going to retaliate with that strike because the reason why Saudi Arabia did that because I think it was a couple of days ago that the Houthi rebels was blocking the areas over there for the Saudis to oil tankers and ships was blocked by the Houthi rebels a couple of days ago. And then the Houthi rebels targeted 2 oil tankers from the Saudis. Now that's probably like a respawn attack from the Saudi Arabia did to the Houthi rebels. As I had a side note to that. It says Saudi Arabia strikes Houthi Houthi, the Yemen's government has said. It says the Houthi-controlled foreign minister warns that the attack will trigger a further escalation in the Yemen conflict. It says July the 24th, 2026, published by Al Jazeera staff. It says Saudi Arabia has launched strikes on Yemen's Houthi-held city in Houthi. The group's foreign minister has said in the latest escalations of the conflict, amid the regional war between the United States and Iran. The minister warns that the attacks late on Friday will prove a costly for Riyadh, suggesting that the group will respond to the strikes. By targeting Houthi, the Saudi regime has made escalations. The defiance feature in the coming phase, says the foreign minister. The Houthi-affiliated Al-Mashal TV says that the strikes target facilities belonging to the telecommunications authorities. The outlet also reports strikes in the Carbon Island, if I pronounced that right. So far, one woman is known to be injured from the attack on the Carbon Island, according to the Al-Masar TV. Explosives also seen in the Houthi airport. The Reuters news agencies reported the witness in saying that though the Saudi-led coalition in the Yemen has denied targeting the port, The port of the city of Deir, a crucial lifeline for the port of Yemen under the Houthi control. The city's port handles the bulk of the commercial and humanitarian imports into the Houthi controlled northern Yemen. Major General Turki al-Makli, the official spokesperson of the Saudi-led coalition in Yemen, blames the Houthi for the escalation, calling it the group attacks Red Sea cowardly and reckless. The Saudi-led coalition will continue to attack all necessary operational and actions measures, and the al-Maliki said in a statement, adding that if the Houthis will continue their hostile acts, and response will be carried out without a hesitation. So, wars and rumors of wars. It's the book of Matthew, 24th chapter. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. It says, "Ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, right? The Saudi Arabia army versus the Houthi rebels over there in the Mediterranean Sea." It says, "Ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, right? Iran versus the United States, the battle of the Strait of Hormuz, up and down, back and forth, on and off. The Russia versus Ukraine situation that have been intensifying. And ye shall hear of wars, rumors of wars. See that you be not trouble for all these things must first come to pass, but it's not yet. Right, so it's going to come to pass, but not going to end yet." Matthew 24 and verse 7. "For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, which goes to ethnos, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places." So nation against nation, that's what you call the Saudi Arabia army versus the Houthi rebels. Russia versus Ukraine, that's another example, nation against nation. Iran versus United States, that's what you call nation against nation. The pro-Iranian groups going against the Israel Defense Force, that's what you call nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. "And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places." I think it was a 6.0 earthquake over there in the Vanuatu Island, and then you had a 5.7 earthquake over there in New Zealand. So that's a prime example that we're going to see earthquakes in diverse places, and pestilence, and famines, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 9. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near to come up." Right, so let all the men of war draw near to come up over there in Western Asia, and as we are seeing, battle of the Strait of Hormuz, tensions are sparking back up over there in the Mediterranean Sea between the Houthi rebels and Saudi Arabia and its coalition forces. Joel chapter 8, verse 10, "Beat your plowshares and the swords and the plunking hooks and the spears, let the weak sound strong." Right, these armies of nations, let the weak sound strong. Other pro-Iranian groups rising against the adversaries, and the Iranians rising against the United States armies and their allies. Russia versus Ukraine is heating up on a day-to-day basis. Tensions down in the South China Sea. North Korea versus South Korea, Japan, United States. China versus Japan. China versus the Philippines. Pakistan versus Afghanistan. So these what you call wars and rumors of wars. Nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, moderate ruler against moderate ruler. Nations are in that warlike mindset, and we start to see let the weak sound strong as well too. Check out some more news articles that relates to wars and rumors of wars. Check out the time of Israel. Yep, it's from the time of Israel. It says U.S. military says it fires on tankers trying to invade Iran's port blockage. Yep, wars and rumors of wars. Tensions still heating up over there about the Strait of Hormuz. It says 1 hour ago, Houthi vows retaliation of Saudi strikes as conflict deepens. Yep, it says from the AFP today at 4:35 a.m. Last live updates from the live blog on Saturday, July the 25th, 2026. It says the Iranian-backed Houthi rebels vowed to retaliate against Saudi Arabia after it accused of the kingdom of targeting the civilian infrastructures as the Middle East war widens across the region. Radaya struck Houthis military targeting in Hudaybiyah. The rebel media reported 2 wounded after a Yemeni group announced a maritime blockage of the top oil producer and its ships. The flare-ups marks a new front of the war that have engulfed in the region following the U.S.-Israeli strikes on Tehran in February, and it comes at the top of Iran's polar blockage of the Strait of Hormuz of Raya Ades, if I pronounce that right, only other maritime route. It says the Saudi enemy targeting of civilians and facilities at the Hudaybiyah and Kalamuran Island constitute a dangerous escalation. The Houthis Al-Salara media post Telegram, we affirm that these recent crimes will not go unanswered. It says a Yemeni security source told the AFP a naval base in the port of Hudaybiyah and a military camp in Kamala Islands were among the Saudis' targets. It's the book of Luke 21 and verse 9. It says, but when you should hear of wars and commotions, wars and commotions between the Saudis and the Houthis, between Russia versus Ukraine, between Iran versus the United States, these are wars and commotions. But when you should hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but it is not by and by. Right, so it's going to come to pass, but not going to end yet and by things to come. Luke 21, verse 10, Yahushua read the red letter of the Holy Scriptures. Then say he unto them, nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Right, so we see in modern kingdom against modern kingdom. We see in modern nation against modern nation. Was going to continue to increase. So with that, hopefully this is edifying. If a World War III news updates as of July the 24th, 2026 on this Friday night. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Warkar Kodash, and the Heavenly Father, true name is Yahweh, and his unbegotten Son, Bahashem, in the name of Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. Those are their true names in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew, the lost over the tongue. And I say Barak Thumb to the elders and apostles, to next time say Kol Mashrala, and above all, Shalom. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trelegy more than prescribed. Trelegy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor for some breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.